Hello everyone, Silent Hill 1 Speedruns. I'm still on this kick. I'm still on that kick, and I doubt any of you are going to complain about that. Normally I feel like when I'm on a kick, like my chat just kind of suffers it quietly. He's like, oh, he's on his bullshit again, he's on that shit. But everyone loves Silent Hill 1 around here. So I don't think anyone minds that I feel like playing Silent Hill 1 again lately. See, I always tell you guys, I always come back to Silent Hill 1 eventually. And no one believes me, but it does just happen sometimes. It's the eternal speed game for me. It's always something I come back to. Hello, here's the streamer. It's me. I have hair. Lots of it, notoriously. I don't know what am I talking about? Did I turn the YouTube side of the stream on? I did, yes. Okay. Terrified of forgetting to do that. Hey, Dark One. First time seeing me live. How am I? I'm alright. I'm feeling it. I'm slightly tired, but I'm not the most tired that I could be. I slept okay. I hit the middle ground. I haven't actually done one of the... It feels like I haven't done one of these, for me, morning streams in a while. Because, this is how I used to stream before I went part-time at my job. I would stream, like, about 3 hours before I went to work. Because I have work today. I still have a job. Like, a normal one. So... I'm going to be streaming for about 3 hours, and then I'm going to go to work. But I feel like I haven't done that in a bit. My splits did not start! Cringe. I think my foot pedal's unplugged. Yeah. Like, feels bad, yeah. I mean, okay, really the reason I haven't been, like, doing, the weird, like, morning streams as of late is because it's nearing the end of the financial year, so I've been burning through all of my remaining holiday leave that I didn't use. So I haven't really had work that often lately. But, that has come to an end recently. I've ran out of my holiday time. Back to the regular schedule of sometimes streaming for like 3 to 4 hours in the morning. And then going to work. And then doing the longer streams on the days where I don't have work, which is like the weekends and the first half of the week. What's the best advice for new runners to this game? It's hard to say, because Silent Hill is a game, like, as a speedrun, it's all about the little details. There isn't one, like, big thing to do right, and that'll keep you sweet. Actually, okay, no, I've changed my mind. There is a good piece of best advice for new runners to this game. Don't feel like you have to do romper skip straight away. I mean, that's not in this category anyway. But romper skip is a deeply unreliable trick that skips a boss. That's why all bosses doesn't have it, because if you do it, you skip a boss, and all bosses, you fight all the bosses, right? But romper skip is an unreliable trick that occurs about 2/3 of the way into the run. And if you fail it too many times in a row, or at the high end, if you fail it once, the run is... it's dead. You lose time. GG. But you can't... even the best players don't get it every time, because it's, like, partially random, to a somewhat sizable extent. So my advice for brand new players is don't, like, twist your brain into knots trying to get it straight away. Maybe you just don't. Maybe just don't do it. Just don't do it in your route to start with.
This?
Hey, Mars.
What's going on here?
Lots of hair extensions. There's no extensions in this. No extensions in this head. All natural hair. I think that's my advice for brand new runners is just don't cook your brain trying to do like the stupid hard and very unreliable stuff right out the gate. Get comfy with the whole run first. Maybe run all bosses to start with, honestly. I think all bosses is a good entry level category because it's like the least complicated in terms of tech. The Sybil fight's kind of tricky, but it's not that bad. You can learn it. Non-game related question. Ignore. No, okay, how long I've been growing my hair. How long has the pandemic been going for? Last time I had this question, it was like, what, 4 years? So about 4 years.
This is my dream. What's happening to this place?
Hey, Valcat. The rare non-YouTube watch. You can be anywhere you like. Yeah, I didn't stream the past couple days. I wanted to stream Wednesday, and then I didn't, because I woke up very late. That's always the story of the morning stream, is that when I roll out of bed, like, a couple hours later than I would have liked, it's like, well, now I'm going to go stream for, like, 1 hour. That doesn't feel like it's worth it. I get the time for, like, 1 run? Nah, man. Shan. So I worked on YouTube video instead. Which is coming along. He's always doing something. I feel like I have to justify myself. Silver, how are you not picking up red bottle? No, because it's all bosses. If you use the red bottle, you skip the fight. That's not all bosses, that's some bosses. You must win the fight against Sybil with your gun. If you use the built-in skip, then it's a skip. You've skipped the boss. That's not fighting the boss. That's cringe. Ask him as an aspiring creative, how do I go about developing the framework for a video script usually? Depends on the thing I'm doing. I've made videos of a lot of different types, and they all kind of demand a different approach. When I make a video like 7 Mansions, right, which is essentially a compressed Let's Play, that can basically be done in linear order. Like, play the game, write your thoughts down, go. Flesh it out from there, you know? Covering a game like that in linear format, relatively straightforward conceptually, although I feel like it takes the most time. Because you get very in the weeds, in the details, you know? I also hate summarizing plots, but you kind of have to for something like that. I try to keep it light. Because I do not like it when videos are like an hour long and 40 minutes of it is plot summary. I try to be more mechanical with my analyses. But for something like the Left 4 Dead arcade video where I'm studying like a history of a game's release and then it's sort of interesting content, I'll be honest with you, I just sort of write stuff in the order that I think is interesting. And very often I then go back and like reread what I've wrote and I move stuff around to where it would make more sense to be. I guess that's the thing. I don't actually write with a particular order in mind out there. Like, I write whatever comes to mind at that moment. So I write about one thing. Like, maybe... Ooh, you can move the camera there? Funny. Like, for the Left 4 Dead video, I wrote about the cabinet at one point, and then I wrote about, like, the hidden game modes, the optional stuff, the network functionality, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't write it in the order that it appeared in the script. I wrote about them, and then moved it all around to an order that, like, I basically just copy-paste, like, cut and pasted entire paragraphs, like, up and down in the script until I was like, that makes sense to cover these things in this order. But I did not write it in that order. You can probably tell, because I had to figure out how to connect the two. Because sometimes when you write things in a different order than how you actually put them in the video, you then have to figure out how to write connective statements. I'm just like, sometimes I just don't bother. Sometimes I'm just like, fuck it, who cares? Hey, no obstacle. Hi, Ozymandias. You inspired me to try and run this game, but you struggled with school. I know it's a weird place to struggle. Not really, actually. School is one of the harder areas of the game. It is not, in fact, weird in the slightest to struggle with the very first area. So, it's the very first area. How hard could it be? Quite, actually. As it happens. What's my favorite game to speedrun? Probably Silent Hill 1. It's the one I've been doing for the longest. Like, usually I answer that question with whatever I'm doing at the moment in time that whoever asks me that question asks me it. But I think if you wanted, like, a true answer, like a definitive all-timer answer, I have been speedrunning Silent Hill 1 for about 9 years now, in various capacities, and I have not, as of yet, like, just completely gotten bored of it. I do sometimes not really run it for, like, years at a time. Like, sometimes I take breaks, but I always come back. It always resurfaces. What's with the early stream? This is my normal stream time. This is my normal stream time, on average. This is normal punchy. I just haven't been doing it lately because I've had a lot of time off my job because it's the end of the financial year, so I've been burning all of my holiday leave. But I'm out of holiday leave, so back to normal. Where's the guy? Why are you in the middle? Don't do that. And you ask if this is my favorite Silent Hill overall? No, you may not. You may not ask. No, my favorite Silent Hill overall is actually 3. Like, I think it's the best game. Like, Silent Hill 1's so fun to run. I think it's the movement. It's a little quirky in ways that are unexpectedly deep. I don't think they meant it to be that way, but as a speedrun, it means there's a surprising amount of complexity to how you need to pilot the Mason through all of this crap. It's not as pinpoint responsive as a Resident Evil. Like Harry, if you let go forward, Harry does not stop running. That's not how that works. The boy has momentum. That man, he runs with his whole chest. Also, it is a PS1 game, and the run is done on a PlayStation. Well, it's not on a PlayStation 2, but it means it just feels nice and like uniform, you know. Like it's one of the classic PlayStation 1 speedruns, whereas Silent Hill 2 and 3 are most popularly done on the PC version, and that brings with it technical problems, which are very annoying. Although Silent Hill 2 will probably be resurfacing on this stream sometime in the near future, like when the speedrun mode for the Enhanced Edition mod drops, I will probably pick that up. It's an excuse to do Silent Hill 2 again. The people love Silent Hill 2. Why not? Caustic, thank you for the 43 months. Hey, Jables. Thanks for the good luck. Yeah, Anomaly, thanks for the good luck. You need sleeps. And have a good rest. Is that one right with bring the franchise back to its old glory? I don't know if it would, but I wouldn't mind seeing this game remade. Thing is, what I don't want it to be remade. I don't want it to be turned into a different video game, although you would, if you were going to re-release it today, you would basically have to, because these control, like, by tank control standards, they're weird by the standards of tank controls, and you're not allowed to make a game with tank controls anymore. That's why they add those weird bullshit controls to Resident Evil Remake that, like, breaks the game. A remaster instead. Yeah, I wish there was a modern remaster that, like, in the style of the Tomb Raider remasters, actually. I wish it was that. If you got the guys who did the Tomb Raider remaster to do a remaster of this, I would be one happy fucking guy. Give me that smooth frame rate and that original control. You can include some bullshit other control scheme if you want that I will inevitably hate. But for tank control games, they tend to be faster, which is a tragedy, but that's fine, whatever. Shadow Memories are reimagining the first. Shadow Memories doesn't meaningfully count in this discussion. Who cares? Shadow Memories is not really identifiable as the same game, so I'm not really that arsed about it. Hey, Sofko. Oop, that was a bit wide. Have I done a speedrun race? Not especially recently, no.
In my youth, I did many such races.
But I don't think I've done one in, like, the past, what, 6 years? There was a time when everyone did speedrun races.
There was a time when everyone did those races.
But no, because, like, a lot of speedrunning competitions centered on Speedruns Live, which was an IRC-based channel for doing races. That was, like, the main hub where speedruns took place. So it was all about the racing. It was about racing with the other people in the channels. But, I was never really that into that. Hey, B-Man, good morning. I participated in a race on the GDQ hotfix recently for when we did it. I say recently, it was not recent, it was a few months ago, I think. Probably, actually, when did I do this? It was like a year ago now or something. Anyway, we did an event for the GDQ hotfix called The King of Silent Hill, where it was like a team-based race where we all played each Silent Hill game in an order. We raced to see who could complete the most games the fastest. I helped organize that event, but I was also one of the players. I did Shadow Memories, funny enough. Could that happen again? I don't see why not, but... Well, I do see why not now, actually, given that the hotfix laid off, like, 3/4 of their staff recently. So maybe not. Maybe don't hold your breath for that one. Why did I do that so slowly? Just press circle. A year ago means recently. Yeah, it was about a year ago. I have a really... My sense of time is, like, completely broken. Like, I don't know anymore. I don't know what time is.
Feels like it was only yesterday.
Yeah. The slow walk to the door.
I disagree.
Dragan, thank you for the 14 months. Does Silent Hill 2 Remake give me any hope? Not especially, no. It looks okay, I guess. I'm generally speaking, I'm not a massive fan of this trend of turning classic survival horror games into generic third-person shooters, but everyone loved Remake for some reason, so really this is your fault. I'm a fan of RE4 Remake, I guess. No, I actually really liked RE4 Remake. The thing about RE4 Remake is that they turned a third-person shooter into a third-person shooter. What a great idea! I actually liked the way that RE4 Remake brought the game mechanically into sort of a more... Not mechanically. It brought the game's level design into a more holistic setup. That's not a very good explanation. What do you mean by that, Punchy? You know how the best part of RE4, the original, is, like, the village? Because it is. You know, where, like, it's interconnecting areas that you feel like you can move between and it sort of flows really well and blah, blah, blah. And then it kind of starts to fall apart when you get past that, because the castle kind of sucks, and then the island kind of sucks, and... So the thing about this is it's actually the reverse. I do not like RE4 OG that much. But maybe that's just, like, from years of me having played third-person shooters before I went back to it. Nice turn. Yeah, RE4 Remake turns the castle area into like a whole map of its own with interconnecting areas that you can like explore and tackle in a variety of orders and what have you. It feels more like a Resident Evil level. It's like, yay, that's what I like. I like that. That's a good idea. It serves the game well. Feels more like it's like it feels more in step with the rest of the game rather than RE4 or OG where you get like the good opening village area that concludes with Golago for the most part, at least in the original it does. And then the rest of the game is essentially a series of linear set pieces and combat encounters, and it's like, It's not linearity, well I guess it's not the linearity I take issue with so much. Just don't like the castle very much. Regardless, I liked RE4 Make in the end. It was RE2 Make I didn't like that everyone else loved. That was the one where I was like really out of step with the popular consensus. I really don't care for RE2 Make. Will I speedrun Gallerians again or done with the game? I'm kind of done with it. Sorry to disappoint. I don't really like the Gallerians run that much. Like, I have a variety of issues with RE2 Make. I don't think the gunplay feels very good. I don't like how zombies have massively varied health pools based on the whims of the fairies. I don't like the dynamic difficulty system. It makes it really, really hard to make good judgments about how shoot-gun work. I find Mr. X very annoying. I think the movement in that game feels really bad. You just move really slowly. in RE2 Make for no good reason. Like, why is the highest movement speed like a light jog? Why are the modern Resident Evil games like that? Why do you move so fucking slowly in these games? RE4 Make, you can at least run, like a little bit, you know? It's still not amazingly fast, but you can run. And there's a parry. They added parrying to Resident Evil 4. That's brilliant. Why didn't they come up with that before? Yo, Abby's Corner, thanks for the raid. If RE2 Make had parrying, that'd be the way of the future. What do I like the most about this game as a speedrun? The movement. It's all about the managing the Mason. How goes the ore bosses? This is the first run I've started today, but it's been going alright over the past couple of days. I PB'd like 3 times in quick succession. Snuck back into the top 5. Scammed them all again. Haha. Hey, Greenie. You move so slowly in RE2 Make that the zombies run animation will literally reset when you pass them, making them grab you from behind. Yeah, that's the thing. That's one of the problems I had with 2 Make, is that the combat doesn't feel good. And like it's unrewarding to engage in as well, because sometimes zombies just don't die if the game doesn't feel like it. Oh, I'm bad! No, I'm trash. That was a mistake. I don't know if I would have gotten that anyway, but that was a mistake. I was not in the room I thought I was in. I've seen the fixed camera mod? I have. It probably doesn't make RE2 Make a good game, though. Yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, in RE2 Make, like, combat doesn't feel especially rewarding to engage with, and movement is also really slow. So combat sucks, and running away from stuff sucks. What do you do? I don't know. I never felt like I got it. I finished that game on hardcore 3 different times, and I still never feel like I understood it. It's like, clearly I'm not bad at it. That's the thing, is that I remember being like hounded for fucking days by people on Twitter because I posted that I didn't like RE2 Make tremendously much for XYZ reason. People were like, you just don't understand the game, you're bad at it. And I was like, statistically, I understand it better than you do. But I still don't, like, I get it, but I don't get it. So hi, NG+. Hello. I'm being queried about my opinions on horror games. It's terrible. I don't know why people do this. No one ever likes them.
What's this?
No one ever likes the takes, and yet they ask for them so regularly. Perhaps all of humanity seeks the takes. They seek destruction. Entering my JRPG villain arc. Are there optional bosses in Silent Hill? 2. One by way of speedrun glitch that we just don't do because it's all bosses. And another is skipping Sybil with the red liquid, which is not part of the all bosses run because it's all bosses, not some bosses. Haha! I pity about Nurse Push, because that was otherwise pretty good. Yeah.
Was I dreaming?
Was I dreaming? Do I have an opinion about jelly beans? Jelly beans, pretty good. They're a little too easy to get, though. All you gotta do is, like, play the trolley games for 10 minutes, and then you have, like, more jelly beans you know what to do with. Like, the Toontown economy is completely fucked. Like, one bean for a birthday cake? The economy is in shambles. Just, it might as well be infinite. Like, who even cares? No one cares about the jelly bean count. I think about the fact that when I am doing these speedruns, that is time I am not spending doing the other thing. Completing the game that I'm currently making next video on. I guess one at a time, all things in their place. I don't want to, like, disappear from streaming for, like, weeks at a time. While I play through some long-ass fucking JP game. Don't suppose we can know what that game is? You will find out when the video is done. It's not a challenge run. I keep these things stumm until the video is complete. Light goes off. When video release? Do not know. It's not video release when video is done, generally speaking. And so far, video has not even entered the editing bay yet, so...
Cheryl.
For I have not finished playing the game in question or writing the script for it. It's a bit slow. Oh no! Oh, I failed it.
Hello, Punchy. I hope you're having an amazing...
Manga, thank you for the 13 months. Right, it starts later on. Thanks for that, Colin. That was very cool, RNG. Feel about cool on PS2 could be good? Nah. That's a good position. And it still failed? That's fucking crazy. Incorrect. That is the wrong answer from the game. That was definitely enough damage, it just did the fucking dumb shit where it fails if it doesn't feel like it. Mason, aim properly. Yep. That's about as late as you can get away with it. No, I don't think I want to cover things like Kuon. That's a bit pseudo-obscure. So that sounds very... It's pseudo-obscure. The people already know about Kuon. But no, Kuon's already in English. The game I'm, like, making a video about isn't in English. Think what happened to the run there? I failed the one cycle. So I practiced it a couple more times and reset. If I don't get that boss in, like, one go around, run over.
Cheryl?
GG.
Is that Cheryl?
Go home.
Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
I failed the one cycle for a kind of stupid reason, which is that the boss walked into me, and for some reason that causes a massive stumble. How do you get the game to reset and put you back in the boss fight? It checkpoints the second you get into the fight, so if you just soft reset to title screen and hit continue, it just loads the boss again. Silent Hill 1 has checkpoints. Like, even if you don't save the game, if you just hit continue in certain places, it will just load boss fights again immediately. Like, Silent Hill 1 will checkpoint you before pretty much every major boss. In fact, not pretty, it will, like, all of them. It's all of them.
What is this? What's going on?
Is this game fun to play? What a question to ask the person, Die faster, Mason. What a question to ask the person who has sped-ran the video game for many years. Yes, I think it's fun to play. No, I picked up the health drink. Actually, it's not fun to play. Fuck. I don't want the health drink. It pollutes my inventory.
What's that? Huh, radio. What's going on with that radio?
Yeah, it tends to be speedrun games that are not fun to play. That's true. I do that myself. But this is not one of those times.
This is my dream. What's happening to this place?
I hit the walk button 3 times there, and the game ignored it all 3 times. That's very epic. As I did not speedrun Downpour. I found Downpour incredibly boring. Do I speedrun Resident Evil games? A couple of them, yeah. I speedrun Resident Evil Remake, and I'll probably be picking up Resident Evil 1 OG PC at some point in the future. Because I used to run Resident Evil Deadly Silence, the DS port, but my DS is fucked. And the run is like 99% the same, so I should probably just pick up the PC version just so it can, like, be there. Just so I can do it. Yeah, Downpour has a bunch of unskippable... It's like a 3... The major limiting factor is that Downpour is like a 3.5 hour run. It's quite long. You may have noticed that my speedruns are very rarely more than an hour. Because when I do these morning streams, I only have about 3 hours to stream, you know? So if I were going to run Downpour, I would get 1 attempt. 1. Because I would not have time for a reset, ever. Now that I'm part-time, I do have more time on my hands, so I could learn Downpour. Still doesn't feel like a good use of my time, though. On PC, this is true. I do have an Xbox Series X, though, which means I could run it in the fastest format. But I don't wanna. You know, maybe in the future it's like, oh, learn every Silent Hill game, so then I can do the Silent Hill speedrun marathon and get 3 million Twitch viewers, ah! Like that kind of thing, you know? Because, the only Silent Hill games I don't know how to run, it's Homecoming, and it's Homecoming and Downpour. I think it's just those 2. And I like the Homecoming run. The problem is that it's, like, difficult. It's, like, just a hard run. It's a difficult run to do, and the fucking, the glitches where you gotta, like, click through walls and stuff hurts my fangs. The room, I know how to run the room, I just don't like it. I've done the room run before. I'm, like, position something, I don't care. I know how to do that run, is my point. Like, I've ran it before. It just doesn't show up on this stream with any degree of regularity because I just don't enjoy that game. I really only learned that run to do, the Team Silent marathon, where I did a 1 to 4 speedrun of all 4 games, and then, like, there's a leaderboard for that. There's a leaderboard for running 1 to 4 in a row and getting the best time you can in each. And I really only learned 4 to do that. But otherwise, the 4 speedrun is not one I enjoy very much. Yeah, of the Silent Hill franchise, I think it's just Homecoming and Downcoming. Homecoming and Downpour. I don't know how to do. Hi, Deep Road. Although, I get, that's not true anymore, is it? The streamer forgets completely about the short message. I don't know how to do the short message run. But what about the short message? Does the short message even count as a game? I mean, it does. It counts as a game. But I genuinely forgot it even existed there for a moment. But the short message probably wouldn't be that hard to learn if I was gonna, like, commit to the bit of, like, learning all of the Silent Hill games. The short message is, like, what, 20 minutes long? That doesn't, if I really wanted to do that, I could. I might, still, I haven't written it off. It's a Silent Hill run. You put Silent Hill in the stream title, people click! It's that easy! There's a leaderboard for short message? I know there's a leaderboard for short message, I had to make it. Like, when they shadow dropped the game, it was like, I have to drop everything I'm doing to make this leaderboard right now, because if I don't, people are going to yell at me. So I was actually a bit cross about it. That is one of the deeply petty reasons that I actually did not play a short message for like a couple of weeks, because it being shadow dropped pissed me off. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna give this a moment to cool off so I can like approach the game with a clear mind, because currently I'm kind of annoyed that it exists. And that's not like totally fair. But yeah, I was irritated that that game shadow dropped. Because gotta set up the fucking board now real quick. And I say, oh, well, now that it's shadow dropped, people are going to ask me if I've played it constantly for the next, like, however long, you know, pressuring, play it immediately. It's the new Silent Hill streamer. Why haven't you played it? So, like, that irritated me, like, right out the gate. Please don't shadow drop that shit. It's fucking annoying. It's not a real game. Do people try to run Ascension at all? No, it doesn't even have a leaderboard. I don't even recognize Ascension as a video game. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I don't really think it's a game. That being said, Dices keeps threatening me that he wants to do like an all... Sorry, I was listening for an audio cue there. He keeps threatening me that he wants to do like an all levels run of like the puzzles when the game is all like out and done, I guess. And I'm like, don't let me make a leaderboard for Ascension. But he's like, no, I'm gonna do it, dude. So I'm gonna do it, and he means it. Of course he means it. He's serious. But like, don't make me make a fucking leaderboard for Ascension. It's like not even a game. I don't want to make a game for a leaderboard that's like not a game. That's weird. Threatening? Yeah, no, he's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do an all levels run. So I don't want to make a leaderboard for Ascension. That sucks. Make Ek do it. Well, the thing is, I'm the Silent Hill series leaderboard mod, so if you want to make a page on a Silent Hill page for a Silent Hill game on a leaderboard, I have to do it. I have to be the one who makes it, because the requests go through me. Figured there was more than one. Well, theoretically, there's supposed to be. In practice. The thing about, like, doing series moderation for Silent Hill is that the best candidates for that job really are, like, me and Igdices, because between us, like, Igdices has ran all of them, whereas I have ran most of them, which is, you know, good enough. There are not many people who can claim to have ran as many or more as me, so it's a suitable role. But Igdices doesn't want a series mod, he's too busy. And, like, no disrespect in that. He prefers not to moderate leaderboards. He prefers to just post the runs and what have you. He makes the board when he doesn't have a choice, when there's, like, no one else making the board. And I think that's a wise decision, personally. Nah, too wide. You never heard of Ascension? Isn't it a Silent Hill game you never heard of? Well, it's not a game, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But no, it's this pretty awful web show thing that happens to have, like, some mini-games embedded in it where you solve a puzzle to get points that lets you, quote-unquote, influence the story of this, like, little web show that plays out. It's not good. And like I said, I actually straight up don't recognize it as a video game. I do not know what you could call it other than, like, bad, but I'm not sure I think it's a game. Hence me genuinely really not wanting to make a leaderboard for it. It's like, yeah, sure, you can speedrun the stupid little mini-games in it. But, like, what, we making leaderboards for the fucking, like, the crossword puzzles you get in the newspapers now? I don't feel like it's substantive enough. I don't feel like that matters. Even the humble crossword is more noble. Hey, Lanko, what a spicy hot take. It's about Silent Hill Ascension, so I don't think it's that spicy a hot take. I don't think a lot of people recognize it as a game. Too far! I thought Ascension was a Netflix show. It's not on Netflix, but it's some kind of show. It's also probably AI generated. That's another thing about it. It's very likely AI gen. They have up and down denied it, but the name of the fucking company that produces it is called Genvid. Genvid. Generated video. Like, who are we trying to fool? Interactive series? More like uninteractive series? Reminds me of a game that's basically doing pit cross puzzles along with VN style storytelling. Murder by numbers? You could speedrun that if you're good at pit cross. Or just memorize the puzzles, I guess. Like, I don't think they're random. You forgot Google sucks now. Why not just Bing it? I think I'm the only person in the past, like, 10 years to say that. Why not ask Jeeves?
I disagree.
Water and water and water, water.
Water and water and water, water, 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 water. Mallow, thank you for the 48 months. Just got to playing this game. Any combat tips? Shoot the gun. The combat tip I have is that the shotgun is actually the highest damage weapon in the game, but only if you're really, really close. Yeah. Many people are misled into thinking the rifle is better because you get it later. But only from range. This run's stinky. I guess when it comes to non-gun-based combat, the knife is a waste of time, the pipe is okay, the hammer is actually quite good. But the knife you get at the start of the game is like, unless you're like flat out of bullets, don't do it. You may be misled into thinking this is like Resident Evil, where the knife is kind of a workable alternative if you don't feel like shooting stuff with a gun. No. It does no damage. It is a bad idea. Get a better melee weapon. In Silent Hill games, when you get a good melee weapon, melee combat is like actually a thing. Like, the hammer is actually good. Speaking of the hammer, it's missable. It's here. It's in the basement, in one of the doors at the far end. If you just sort of traipse on, don't notice, you don't get the hammer. It's totally missable. Silent Hill is the kind of game that is not afraid to let you just miss stuff. Although, I think if you miss the shotgun... Because you cannot pick up the shotgun in the school. If you miss the shotgun in the school, it does show up again later. But the second time it shows up, if you miss that, it does just disappear. There's a second location for it. The police station on the other side of town. Like, when you get past the bridge, if you haven't picked up the shotgun, it will spawn inside the police station. And obviously there's, like, multiple opportunities for you to go there. You can go in there before you enter the hospital, you can go in there after the hospital if you enter without the shotgun. No! Nurse block. My RNG is bad. That's so very sad. Wah wah. Yeah, whether or not that nurse is blocking the door is random. That hasn't happened in a while, surprisingly. It's not incredibly rare. Yeah, I don't know how much this comes off as obvious from, like, just watching me do this run as many times as I have, but Silent Hill 1 is quite random, actually. There's a lot of RNG to it. To use the jargon. There's plenty of luck to go around. So, like, top-level Silent Hill 1 speedruns are not simply well-executed, they're also very lucky. It's more skill than luck, I would say. Mind you. But there's plenty luck, for sure. Ah! Case in point. That should work. Well, sure, but the cornering was a bit funny. Good enough. Like, that, getting that, being able to push past the nurse before she dies and, like, blocks the door, that's random. If she spawns too far forward, then you just can't get it. That nurse being in my way there for a little bit. That was luck. She's not always standing there. God damn it. Get out the way. Like, that's not a big deal, but it is a small deal. And Silent Hill 1 is a game of many small deals. Hey, DSB. Thanks for the congrats. Got the new PB, what was it, like a couple of days ago or something?
What's this?
What's this? What is it? You tell me. It's a key. Incredible. Sound like Hall 1 Gaming has returned to the punchy stream for now. So I felt like I haven't like grinded a speedrun in some length of time. Like a proper one. Like not one of my like little shitpost runs. Do a real speedrun. You're not doing real speedruns, you're doing cringe speedruns that suck. Oh no, it's a cringe speedrun that sucks. Ah, this one smells! I'm plus 11.
Was that green?
Yeah. This is not the one, but let's continue anyway. Are there any solid RNG manip strats for Silent Hill 1? Sadly, no. You just kind of have to take what you get. The game is like too complicated for that, really. Anyway, speaking of, like, actually playing proper speedruns again, GDQ submissions opened, and this is perhaps the most unmotivated and unconfident I have been.
What are you planning?
What am I planning? It's the most unconfident and, like, unmotivated I've been about GDQ submissions, I think, ever. Because, like, firstly, at the last event, they took so few online submissions, it might as well have been 0, so that makes me feel like I'm wasting my time. Yeah, you know, are they even going to take online-only ones? Like, should I even bother? is question number 1 on my brain. But also, I have been in the kitchen with the speedruns I've been cooking, but the only thing in my fridge is a half-eaten ham sandwich and fucking 3-week leftover chili that has probably gone bad. I got nothing. There's nothing good. There's nothing going on over here. Where are the speedruns? They're taking online runs. Yeah, you can still submit, but are they actually going to take a meaningful amount? Yeah, that's the thing. That's like added a whole new dimension to the run selection process that has kind of ruined my entire vibe, which is that if you're willing to go in person, you can get a game over someone with a better time who submits online. That just sucks. That sucks real hard. That sucks real bad. Because, I mean, now even being, like, good at your game just doesn't fucking matter anymore. Got it. It used to be the case that if you were, like, fully the best at your thing, that would guarantee that if they were going to take that game, they would take you if you had the best time, but now with a funny haha travel thing in play, it's like, well, now that doesn't even fucking matter. So, like, why bother? If you really... Oh, running into the middle. If you really want to secure your spot, you've gotta commit to flying to the USA, and I don't wanna. I don't wanna go to the USA. I've been 3 times, and I think I'm good. Yo, Dr. Payne, thank you for the YouTube membership. Enjoy the emotes on the YouTubes. Also, could you be as kind as to tell me whether or not that showed up in English? Because the last time someone did it, they told me that bits of it showed up in Japanese. But thank you very much. Is this a kill sub run? Yeah, it was in English. I don't mean the alert, I mean on like their end of like going through the process of subscribing. The alert should be in English. If it's not, something else has gone really, really wrong. It was in English. Great! Thanks. Nice. Good fight, I think. Because, yeah, a while ago, when someone did, in fact, indulge the YouTube membership, they told me that, like, part of the sign-up page was still in Japanese, because, clearly, because my YouTube account is set to Japanese. So clearly when I was setting it up, it just sort of did that. Yeah, good fight. Posting his death animation is so funny. He just like flops down and everything fades to white and he's gone. He's out of there. Because it's very very unmotivating with GDQ online stuff. Because even if my runs were, like, good top-of-shelf stuff, would it matter? Are you just gonna get sniped by, like, the guy in 8th place instead, just because they're American? And can therefore go physically? Because that's what's been happening a lot. Is the people from international places, like, this has always been a problem, but now it's, like, really laid starkly bare that it's the problem. Because you still have international participants who will submit remotely, and they'll get fucking jostled in favor of the Americans who submit to go play at the event in person, because they live, like, an hour away, and it's like, cool, thanks. Like, why do I even bother? That hasn't happened to me, specifically, yet. But it probably will eventually on a long enough timescale, and I will be pissed about it. I'll probably make an instant enemy when it does happen. Because I feel like it's inevitable on a long enough timescale. Become an ultra hipster and submit runs literally no one else does. I think that's like the safest approach now, though, for me. Because, like, trying to be competitive in a highly respected speed game doesn't work anymore. That was my approach before, is, like, getting a good time in a game people actually cared about, because if you had a good time, you would get in. But that doesn't seem to actually work anymore. Because of the whole, like, offline takes significant priority. You know, I could remedy this by just going to the event, but it's very, very expensive and takes, like, an entire week and a half out of my schedule. The incentive set here for internationalness just sucks real bad. It sucks real bad. It seems like they've maintained online submissions for the purpose of, like, keeping runs that only can be done online, like, from arcade cabinets or something. But that's not... Nice gold. But that's not consistent, is the thing. Because, like, sometimes they do just take normal PC games. Or they take the one guy who, like, did a run at the event, then went home and had his dog do a different one. And they really milked that for all it's worth, even though Gyromite is really fucking boring. I'm being very cynical and bitter. Make of it what you will. Yeah, the fact they gave one of the very few remote slots to, like, a guy who literally was at the event physically, just so they could play out the woo dog do a speedrun meme, was really fucking annoying. Yeah, put a dog on the camera. Nothing else matters anymore. Frustrating. Bastard, it happened twice. He's really following me all the way down. I have a buddy. That was shit. Well, that's nice. This is one of the major time saves in my run if I don't get bad romper RNG and Lamau, bad romper RNG. Never mind. Good run, stop. Are they allowing remote commentators? Maybe? I don't know. Somehow that was even worse RNG than last time. Fuck yeah. That's really tiring. P, thank you for the 67 month. Ah, I see. Something nice will indeed happen in 2 months. Regardless, I don't know what to submit. Even outside this context, I don't know what to submit. What am I doing? Am I doing anything interesting? Buck, thank you for the 9 months of Prime Gaming. Give an honest take. Sure. Oh, about what games to submit. House of the Dead trilogy. I had not considered this. The thing about that is that the setup is like a huge ball ache. Like, House of the Dead 1 and 2... Those PC ports... Very cringe. 3 works okay. Maybe I could substitute Remake? But Remake is bad. Hehehe. Site's dead. Ah, I miscounted. Fuck. Ah, and I got grabbed. Bad game. Too close to the wall. Oh, 1 shot off. Nah, this one's fucking garbage. House of the Trilogy isn't a bad idea, though. I had never thought of that. The issue mainly lies in the fact that the PC port... Like, I'd be swapping between 3 different games, right? PC ports of all 3 are not amazing. 3 is fine. 2 has a habit of opening on the wrong monitor. And I can't even, like, control live split properly when I run House of the Dead 1. Did they get Wii ports? 1 did not. And honestly, 1 is the major problem here. Why so early? This is the normal time I usually stream at, when I have work. Just haven't had work a lot lately. Been burning through all my holiday time. But I'm out of holiday time. 1 never got any port to anything other than a... It's just an idea from what you know I've ran recently. It's not a terrible idea, though. Honestly, I hadn't thought about the idea of packaging them together like that. Because I don't think submitting them as, like, individual runs is a tremendously hot idea. But together, it comes together as like a kind of roughly 30-40 minute thing, because they're about 10 minutes apiece. Can cover a whole series of memes in 3 games. Incredible. Like, you could substitute remake in for House of the Dead 1, which solves a lot of the port problems, but the problem is that House of the Remake sucks. I don't like it. What are you planning on submitting, Maxi? Like, since I've been on a Silent Hill 1 kick as well, I've been thinking I might just try and throw this one out as well. Like, any percent and all bosses, I guess. Even though probably any percent is, like, the more interesting thing now. Because you got the funny out of bounds, haha. Analog stick for this room. Zone of the Enders, no thanks. Submit RE2, no walking. RE2, no walking takes like 12 hours. I don't know about that. That seems like it might be a bit long in the tooth. The fridge monster's trying to get me. Quick turn, no! Where's my quick turn? I'm gonna try and YOLO this. It will not work, because it never does. Oh, it did. I am a genius! Genius! My brain is so big. And I missed the door. I'm a genius. My brain is so small. Shenmue Time Skip, RE1 Remake, Leaderboard Rando, and 3 other games. Okay. So I shouldn't bother submitting RE1 Remake myself. I mean, this wouldn't even matter if it was an online-offline thing. You just have better times than I do. Bastard. He has performed the hidden trick of being better at the fucking video game than me. I'm calm. I'm normal. I swear. You know, I think that's a good one though. RE1 Remake. In the past years, I actually noticed that there were like 6 randomizer submissions, and no normal submissions for RE1 Remake. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You ain't Nintendo. You don't get to do randomizers. Considering my penchant for slightly niche JRPGs, would I ever consider playing the Trail series on stream? Definitely not on stream. No one would watch them. But also, I don't really have a very high opinion of Falcom.
Thank you, Daddy. Goodbye.
I think they're a badly managed shit show. Rando is so fun, though. Doesn't matter. You're not a Nintendo game. You don't get to do a randomizer at a GDQ.
Can't be. Can't leave like this. This can't be happening. Cheryl! Cheryl!
I finished the run anyway. I finished it. That run was stinky, but I got a nice gold on the sewers anyway. Why is that a genuine question? About why I don't have a very high opinion of Falcom? Have you seen how they release their games? Oh, the Rando thing. Why is that? Like, about... like, why you don't get to do a randomizer if you're not a Nintendo game? I don't know, ask them. ask the GDQ committee. I don't know why, they just don't take randomizers for things that aren't Nintendo games. Don't look at me. I mean, okay, they did do Kingdom Hearts 2 once, I think. That was it. That's like the only exception to that so far. You know, maybe one day I'll be wrong and they will take a Resident Evil rando, but like for the most part, it seems like unless you're a Zelda or a some other thing, really I just mean Zelda. Have they done a randomizer for anything else that's like not Kingdom Hearts 2? I guess. I think it's just Zelda. If free enterprise, does that count? I don't know. Esperadonte. Esperadonte this run because it was bad. That's not words. Yeah, that tracks. 32:30.
Try again!
Are they no Pokemon randomized? Have they? You tell me. At any rate, those are all Nintendo games, so that's all like keeping in with the general theme here. It's easier for huge ones to follow normally straightforward Nintendo stuff. That's cope.
Is that Cheryl?
Like, I mean, it is, like, what the rationale is. It's just wrong. That's the correct reasoning. It's just wrong. Does that make any sense?
Hey, wait, stop!
The explanation is true to reality. It's just the assumption is unfounded. I don't know. It's just Nintendo brain bullshit. Those games have a weird cult of personality about them. Where for some reason they are given a severely undue amount of reverence and appreciation when they don't really do anything to earn it. Just arbitrarily designated king and get given significantly more leeway. Why? It's just how it is. Yeehaw. You seen FF4 free enterprising yet? That's a Super Nintendo game. That's Nintendo, baby.
What is this? What's going on here?
As you just stream show I'm playing Typing of Dead on the description because I forgot to change it. Split. That was late. You're the first person who's looked down there in like 2 streams. Congrats.
What's that? Huh, radio.
Because yeah, as someone who like hasn't finished Link to the Past and doesn't want to, I did try to follow when they did a randomizer run at GDQ once out of like genuine, like, okay, like let's see what this is all about. Like this is the new hit thing in speedrunning. Let's have a look. It was completely impossible for me to follow. If you haven't played A Link to the Past, incomprehensible, completely meaningless. It was just noise. Like, and I've played. The thing is, I have played Link to the Past. I just didn't finish it. But for some reason, GDQ operates under the assumption that everyone on the planet has played Link to the Past for some reason. I don't know why they're like this. That's what bugs me about that. Like, I don't really care, because I'm not that into randomizers in any... Like, even when I know the game, I don't really like them. But they seem to operate on the assumption that, like, you know, oh, you know, the average person won't be able to follow this game, but they will be able to follow this Nintendo game, because we think everyone knows these. Question mark. Why? Why do you think that? Why do you think that is in any way more universal? Especially nowadays. Like, do they sell Ocarina of Time anymore? No. Do they sell Resident Evil Remake? Yeah. I'm willing to bet it's I'm willing to bet Resident Evil Remake at this point has had more people play it than Ocarina of Time. Like, easily. They haven't sold Ocarina of Time in, like, 2 decades.
I disagree.
Hello, funny British man with luscious locks.
Proud thank you for the 22 months. Don't hit me, bro! Oh, he's really trying, he's really trying. He's really going for it, he's going for the mission. Fucking piece of shit. Got within a hair's breadth of me and then tapped out. Is Oot on the Switch? I think it's under that, like, horrible expansion pass nonsense. Which, I don't know, does that count as a release? It, like every other way they've released that game, is going to inevitably just sort of disappear after a while. They plan on playing Thousand Year Door Remake when it's out? Probably not. I'm not, like, disinterested in Thousand Year Door, mind you. But I'm also not sure I want to stream it. Or play it, like, like, it's not a high priority for me. Like, if I have nothing else going on, maybe? Mario is, like, never an incredibly high priority for me. Will I stream Luigi's Mansion 2 remake? No. I don't think I could conceivably muster a shit to give about Luigi's Mansion. I almost messed up the dodge because I had to sneeze. My Switch is currently plugged in because I've been using it to play the retro game challenge re-releases that occurred recently. Finished the second one. Finished them both. Beat the whole game. It's crazy. Those are pretty good games. I might try to learn the speedrun for the first one. So I know this is very, like, me, old gamer nonsense, but the console that I own that I still use the most is easily still my PlayStation 2. I mean, I'm using it right now. Dang. Only getting out the other consoles very rarely. They'll use their PS2s as DVD players. I still use mine as a DVD player. Hey, Justin. Thanks for the good luck. It's gonna be a sad day when there are no PS2s left. We're not gonna live long enough for that to happen. Like, I mean, you and me specifically, like, not the species. That might happen to, like, a future generation, but I don't have to worry about that. Odds of me outliving the PS2 are basically 0, so I'm not tremendously worried about that. Always need the Street Boys machine. Has Street Boys gotten into a GDQ yet? No. That's fucked up. That's prime silly block material. The owner submits it? Well, I don't know how to do it anymore. I forgot. I forgot how to do it. I don't know how to do that run anymore. Bro, I forgot. Maybe I will try to unforget one day. Harlem, thank you for the 17 months. Thank you very much. So I use my Switch, like, not irregularly, but it does go months without me ever, like, taking the thing off the dock. But every so often a game does come out on it, and it's, like, in the habit of... The Switch has, like, exclusive games that are worth a shit. But I also tend to sort of blank on a lot of first-party Nintendo stuff, because I'm not that into them. On the right day, I become the world's biggest hater, because I do not see the merit in a lot of them. Like, I didn't get Tears of the Kingdom. I already played Breath of the Wild. I don't need to play it again. I played Breath of the Wild, and I thought it was, like, okay. I don't need, like, a $60 expansion pack for that game. I'm good. I am looking forward to the new Pokemon Legends game. That might seem a bit weird, but I did really like Legends Arceus. kind of thought Legends Arceus was like the best Pokemon game that Nintendo had released since they started making them, really. Yeah. Too much time. Legend of Zelda. The Queen's fucking dead. I feel like I own the one of the premier Nintendo franchise game on the Switch, but only one. If they've released multiple, anyway. Like, I do own Mario Odyssey. I did finish Mario Odyssey. It was okay. I did not buy Mario Wonder. Not very interested. What do I have back there? Fucking Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That's not a very good game, meanwhile. I own the two WarioWares. I do own both of the WarioWares they put out. I'm a WarioWare guy. Unfortunately, I don't really... I kind of think both of the Switch WarioWares are mediocre. I'm wondering if, like, have I changed or have they lost their touch? Is this also a thing where I'm no longer affected by the spell of Nintendo? They seemed so fascinating when I was younger. I don't know, the thing is, I've never really liked Mario, but I did like WarioWare. Ow. The last two WarioWare games just aren't great. Part of the problem with Move It is the hardware. The Switch Joy-Cons just suck. They're just bad. They're just a bad piece of kit. And that really, like, kneecaps the game. And Get It Together has an interesting concept, but it's, like, got balancing issues. How does a WarioWare game have a tier list? Favorite WarioWare then? I think Smooth Moves, stupidly enough. Like, do I think it's the best WarioWare? No. Is it my favorite? Yes. Love to swing the Wii, even though that game also has like a couple of minigames with like severe reliability issues that can be very frustrating. Wow, I like the form thing. This is why I was very excited for the next one, because I was like, oh man, they made Smooth Moves 2, but it's let down by the fact the Joy-Cons just suck. It's like the only game I've played in the past however long that made me think, man, I really wish I had a Wii remote right now. It's like, damn, dude, you're making me like pine for the Wii, a console I notoriously really don't like. Every time I've streamed anything off the Wii, I have complained endlessly to my chat about how much I fucking hate setting the Wii up. And everyone goes, Punchy, like, you're making a bit much of it. It's like, no, really, I hate this thing. I hate this fucking console. It's such a pain. I put the sensor bar in because you can't use the controller to control the menu. Oh man, you gotta put the batteries in. You must have stick drifts because they don't have sticks! Because they don't have sticks! Which means if you want to play a fucking normal video game, you gotta buy the stupid add-on thing. With, like, the world's strangest controller set. Ah, yeah. How to find the quality of Wii emulation? I've never tried it. Did that work? I hope it worked. Yeah. Yo, Buck, thank you for the YouTube membership. So we had a Buck subscribe with Twitch Prime earlier. Is it the same Buck or is it just two unrelated Bucks? I can't tell. But thank you. Another gold! It's the same bug. Damn. The double thanks. I have $2. I can get like a piece of candy. Someone just put something through my letterbox. Probably spam. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Package? Not package. I have nothing on order. If it is package, it's nothing I ordered. I mean, actually, the Wii sucked phase of nostalgia. I'll have you know, I have always thought that. It is not a phase. This is not a phase. I have never liked that fucking thing. Maybe everyone else is, like, in the phase, but I, for one, have been a staunch hater from, like, minute 2. You know, I had the same honeymoon everyone else had, where, like, a friend of mine had one, and I played Wii Sports around his house, and I was like, this is amazing, it feels so natural. And then, like, what else you got? And that's where the problem started. Jan Olix, thank you for the 6 months. Sorry guys, the thing you gotta know about me is that I'm a hater. Can we get to the phase of, actually the Wii U is pretty good? We're never getting to that phase. I tell you this, right? I have opinions on, like, most Nintendo consoles because I've owned them or used them at some point in my life. I have no opinion to provide about the Wii U because I didn't buy one. I think YouTube membership is broken. It says it costs only 30 pesos monthly, less than 0.04 US cents. If it's broken, then... It's broken, I guess. It has nothing to do with me. I don't set the prices. If you want to subscribe for the low cost of 30 pesos, and it really means that, then go ahead. It's funny how the Wii's popularity tricked Microsoft into tanking their hardware reputation via Kinect. It really did, you know. They have never recovered since then. Oh, that's so... that sucks, dude. I really tried to push through as well. But no, bad RNG. Damn. Damn. Time of Dance Evolution. Dance Evolution is like... Dance Evolution, Dance Central, the full-body dance games are like the only good use for the Kinect. Those games are good. Although I'm of the opinion that of the full-body dance games, the Dance Central was like the best one. I actually kind of think that full-body dance games is like the only thing the Kinect is good for, really. It's just that. It's good for exactly one kind of game, and it's that. The Kinect should not have been a general use peripheral. It should have... Really? Get me out of the menu then, game. Cool. Thanks for that. Apparently I wasn't close enough. No, I think I was. But alright, man. What was I saying? Anyway, the Kinect shouldn't have been a general use peripheral. They shouldn't have been trying to like get it to market it as like this. You know, this week you can play all kinds of games with the Kinect. It's like it's only good for full body dance games. That's it. It should have been like a special gimmick peripheral that only worked with those games.
What's this?
I don't think that would have been in any way more market viable, but it really is the only kind of game it works well with. This hospital has been shit. I like how, even when I'm playing Dance Central, right, which is a game that in actual gameplay works pretty well with the Kinect, trying to use either hand gestures to operate the menu is awful and doesn't work right.
Was I breathing?
You just have to, like, crouch down and use a gamepad. Like, trying to, like, use voice commands to, like, operate the menu, that also does not work properly. You just, like, when you're actually in the game, it works fine. When you get into a song, it's pretty alright, but it's, like, so bad for anything else. Like, you can't even operate the menu of a game where it works right. Like, even a good Kinect game, the menu is still a pain. It's like really funny how you get this very narrow view into the one thing the Kinect is good at. Nacho, thank you for the membership. Enjoy the 30 peso subscription. Enjoy it. Because I ain't getting nothing for it. Nothing. 0.04 US cents! Ah! Oh, shit. But if the price is set wrong, it's for this fucking YouTube's problem, it's not mine. Do I have an iToy? I have 3. I have 3 of them. Three? I have 3 iToys. Why? Because one of them came with iToy Play, one of them came with Sega Superstars, and the third one was for good luck. I don't remember how I got the third one. My stream cam is an iToy. It's not. I actually could not get the iToy. I tried to get the iToy to work on a computer at one point, and I couldn't get it to go. When I wanted like to do a thing where I had a hand cam set up and a face cam at the same time, I tried to use an iToy as the second webcam, and I just couldn't get it to function properly. Because Windows does not recognize it as just like a normal webcam out the gate. Got it. Textbook. iToy stream when? There's not really many good games for the iToy. Sega Superstars is kind of funny. Sure, there's a third-party program. Yeah, but it's like a pain in the ass. I'm gonna go to all that trouble. Nope, don't turn. Don't turn. That's not the right place to turn. Only turn when you get past the market. And then you get to here, where there's just cats. Just cats. Only cats. I've just suddenly been struck by a great idea. Why don't I submit Rugrats Search for Reptile to GDQ? Why not? I'm like 8th. That seems like a good idea. It could be one of the 5 pretty easily. I don't think they take... I'm still struck by the online-offline problem, but... Ow. Can try. Get juked, idiot. No, he stabbed me in the butt. He stabbed me with his butt, rather. That's, like, slightly different. My back is to the exit. That's not ideal. And the game ignored my quick turn input. Very cool. Thank you. I tried to quick turn. Game ignored it. Pressed the buttons and it gave me shit. Hey, spin the yarns. Good morning, good morning. Although for me it's like nearly 3 p.m. now. It's 3 p.m.
Oh god! Oh god!
I'm late for work! Ah! No, it's fine. I work night shift. Ha-hee-ha. No! When you try your best and you don't succeed. When you play the game and get bad RNG. Ooh. Hey, barkeep. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't think this stream is the one that will give birth to a PB. The runs have been pretty fucking bad today. It's alright though. Sometimes it's just like that. So we had the first session of runs back to Silent Hill 1, really good. 3 PBs in one stream. This stream, I don't think this is the one. I don't think this is it. Power down. Because this is not the run. I am +8. Yeah, you gotta use up all the bad RNG so you can get good RNG. Alright, this room, I need to figure out something for this room. That doesn't work. You know, this run is like dingus, so give me a moment while I actually try and work something out for this. It's not amazing. No, the game is bad, so you can't just press the walk button when you get near the door. What is the strat for this? Like, doing a run stop, but that's really hard to time, because the game will, like, ignore your input entirely, or lack of input if you get too close. That works. That's the one. Alright. Blam this piece of crap run. Next. Live door strat research. You gotta figure it out. You gotta figure out doors. You gotta figure out those doors. Think about doors. Crack, crack, crack. Jesus. I'm more bone than man.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl?
Yeah, whatever, Cheryl. Figure it out later. I'll be here reading my fucking book.
Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
Yeah, hold forward. Screw you, Cheryl. I managed to read like 2 sentences. Can't read a book like that. Why are the voices sped up? When you use a PlayStation 2, there is an option in the settings of the system called fast disk speed, which makes the load times faster. The thing is that on PS1 games, using that setting can sometimes garble the audio. Because the game expects the console to read the disc at a certain speed, and the PS2 will read it faster than that. So you get sped up sound. Doesn't happen with every video game ever, but it does happen with, like, more than one. Like, it also happens with Clock Tower. Happens with both Clock Tower PS1 games. Does that happen with Metal Gear Solid? I don't think so. So, the technical reason that happens in sort of simplistic terms is that the audio plays as it's read off the disc, right? It's just designed to stream straight off the disc, played directly into the game, like at the speed at which the console can read it, which is fine on the PS1 when it reads at the intended speed. But when you use fast disc speed, it reads that audio much faster, so it comes out at like twice the speed. But that doesn't happen with music because they're not played as they're loaded. They're not streamed into the game directly. The game loads it into memory and then plays it in the normal fashion. That's why it only happens with the voices and not the music. Does that explanation make sense? There's a more complicated explanation, but I'm not a programmer.
This is my dream. What's happening to this place?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the reason that you would do that, you would just stream the audio into the game directly, rather than loading it, is because you only have so much space to load shit. So instead of loading it, just play it. Then you can quickly shuffle it out of the memory. That gets into more sort of like the weed stuff of how these games be functioning, and that's not my specialty. But that's the basic idea. Playing on a fat or a slim PS2? A slim. I don't believe fats can use fast disk speed. I think it's unique to slims. Asterisk, very late fats can also do it. I think it's something like that. He's flying behind me. Oh, Air Screamer, what will he do? Nothing. He has nothing. What a loser. Hey, Metal Snake. What's he up to? What's this guy up to? He's up to nothing. Whoa, never mind, he was up to something. He had a plan. His plan was a failure. He missed, but he had a plan. You've heard later PS2 Slims have lower PS1 compatibility. That's true. Very slightly, but it is true. Depending on the model of PlayStation 2, some PS1 games don't work, and later Slims tend to have the most incompatibilities, but it's like a very small list. Like, compared to the thousands of PS1 games that exist, the list of incompatible games is like... It's like barely a 2-digit number. Puzzle Fighter's one of them. Like Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo just doesn't work on Slims for some reason. Like specific Slims, like the later ones. And then you have games like Monkey Hero, which just doesn't work on any PS2 at all. None of them. If you try, it will vomit garbage all over the screen. I have tried, because I own a copy of that game. The ensuing glitchiness is very funny. I have a different PlayStation. I have Judge Dredd, which claims it doesn't work on PS2, but it totally does. Like its own manual is like, doesn't work on PlayStation 2, and it's like, but it totally does. Why would you say that? Why would you say this to me? You're telling me an untruth. I can't believe a PlayStation box would lie to me. Maybe NA Judge Dredd doesn't work? Maybe. But even the PAL box claims it doesn't work on a PS2, but it totally does. Maybe had an issue with Cordoca, or it wouldn't load properly as soon as I had to insert disc 2. That isn't a bug with the PlayStation 2 compatibility. That's a printing issue with North American copies. There is an entire run of North American Coldocas where the disc 2 doesn't work. It's an error with the print run. It doesn't happen on PAL or JP copies. It's like specifically NA that got fucked. But it's a PAL copy, well then your disc 2's fucked. In that case, your disc 2 might just be fucked. But the NA print run thing is like a documented issue. Use the analog stick. What's the difference in all bosses versus any percent? Is there optional boss, or does it ban that boss hit with the red liquid? Both. There's a glitch you can use that skips the twin feeler boss. The void walk glitch that we use usually, that's banned because then you're not fighting all bosses, and also you can't use the red liquid skip because then you skip a boss. It's those two. It's those two glitches. To be honest with you, all bosses is kind of a roundabout way of creating a semi-glitchless category. First during this Kodoka thing, can you test your disc 2 immediately? It's the disc ones, anything. Wasn't there a print issue with Overblood 2? Well, the copies just weren't completable due to a soft lock. In Europe, yes. An early print run of Overblood 2, the game crashes when you get to a certain point. Due to bug, but later print runs fix it. This is also an observed phenomena. Ding. Yeah, sometimes shit happens, you know? It's like silly, but it happens. Retro games are funny. They do that. Got them funny regional peculiarities. It really sucks how there's no particularly... Like, the PAL version is probably the best way to play Kodelka in English if you insist on having a physical copy. And you kind of probably ought to, because Kodelka, for whatever reason, still doesn't emulate very well. Kodelka is one of the few games I've played on PS1 emulation, which is mostly pretty alright, that crashes the emulator pretty consistently. I remember when I was trying to test JP Kodelka on an emulator, and I managed to crash DuckStation 5 different times. Like, everyone assumes that, like, PS1 emulation is still flawless. Like, no, there are still plenty of games that, like, are really fucked. And NA Kodelka is better. It still crashes, though, sometimes. Use save states. Be careful with that one. More specifically, it seems to have a problem when you load into battle. Sometimes the battle just fails to load. The game just hangs. I don't know what the problem is. But I've seen that happen on 2 different emulators. I don't know what it is about Kodelka in specific that just hates emulators. Is it a game with random encounters? Yeah, in a game with random encounters. Sometimes it's rare, but it'll probably happen. I turn my light on, I'm bad. Okay, I got away with it. It'll probably happen to you at least once over a playthrough. Yeah, playing a PAL copy on a real PS1 is probably like the most stable way to play that game. The JP version is also plenty stable on real hardware, but the problem is that the JP version is harder, and also in Japanese. So have fun with that! Whenever the UI color changes from this version to the US, it wasn't changed. It depends on the difficulty selection. Ah. There, you'll see it here where I'm going to open up the menu. I'm playing on easy mode, so all of my buttons are green. If you play on normal mode, all your buttons are blue. If you play on hard, they're all purple. And that's true across all regions. I actually didn't know. It's very useful to know for a speedrun moderator, because more than once people have tried to pass off the wrong difficulty on the leaderboard, not knowing that that changes by difficulty. It's like, we can fucking tell you're not playing on hard, mate. Your menus are blue. Too wide. Too wide. You Google Kudelka and Katana and there's a manga? There is, yeah. It's not canon to the rest of Shadow Hearts, though, but it tells a different story. It's like a between kind of thing. Like, I think it takes place after the events of the game. Ah, more. Walk, please. I haven't read the Kudelka manga in its, like, completeness. But as far as I know, it's not considered, like, canon material to the rest of Shadow Hearts anyway. But maybe it's good in its own merits, but it's, like, old. It's hard to get a hold of nowadays. For as shockingly widely distributed as a lot of books are, especially Japanese ones, older stuff that goes out of print still struggle hours to hunt down. Should have seen that coming. Too flat. Where does this guy think he's going? He was like wandering in a completely different direction. What are you doing? Stretch. Oh, this is a very classically punchy stream. It's a, like, classically punchy stream. But no, I haven't done one of these in a while. I haven't done one of these, like, 3-hour streams before work of, like, where I just do one speedrun in a while. I've always been, like, up to other bullshit for, like, the past couple... It feels like I've been up to other bullshit for the past couple of months. Hi, 2 random words. Found my streams from Rugrats on YT of all things. Glad you enjoyed that video. Also watched my Res 2 not walking video, which was excellent. Thank you. Looking forward to watching more. I'm making more. Look forward to it. Yay. Yeah, I've said for a while on stream that, like, I want to... I've covered a bunch of games that are relatively obscure, and some of which that didn't release in the West but have English translation patches, but I've wanted to cover a game that it was only released in Japan but doesn't have an English patch, just because I feel like I need to prove that I can. Like a weirdo, like a very weird person. But I've picked a suitable subject for that one.
Did you ever figure out what was going on with that radio?
No, it remains a mystery to this day. Lucky Kaiser, thank you for the £25. That's a lot of pounds. Thank you very much. I have not finished the game I currently am planning to, like, make a video about, which I know is a bit weird. It's like, you haven't finished it and you're already planning to make a video about it? It's like, I played it for, like, I'm like a quarter of the way through it, and I'm really liking it so far. Like, this one I'm playing, I'm like, damn, they really didn't translate this. That sucks. That's grim. Because I think if they did, it would be a cult classic. It's, like, quite good. It's quite good. As is, the game in question is, like, not very well known on either the English or the Japanese internet. No! The railing. You thought that this gun animation makes you walk slightly faster stuff was hilarious. I had to, like, work that out as I went. It was interesting to me as I discovered it. I entered into that challenge not really knowing what I was doing with it. Although, here's the thing with that one, though. Since publishing that video, obviously quite a lot of people have been like, oh, you know, what about this game? What about this game and that game? I'm just like, I feel like I've accidentally picked the best one to start, like, that... Because you could do that challenge with, like, most Resident Evil games, but I feel like I accidentally picked the best one from the get-go. Because I'm pretty sure it's the only one that you can actually fully complete, no exceptions. All the other games have, like, traps where if you don't run, you die. Resident Evil 2 is the only one that doesn't. In particular, people have been, like, really... Like, the most commonly requested one is, like, can you do Resident Evil 3, no walking? And I was like... Which is... it's a really bothersome thing. I get why people ask that, because, like, Resident Evil 3 has a really dedicated fan base unto itself. But Resident Evil 3 is, like, easily the Resident Evil I am the least familiar with. So it's like, I don't know. Right, why... Mason, what the fuck? Why did he move like that? That was annoying. The second most common type of, like, game request I got is, does this work with the remake? And I'm just like, it's a who cares? Completely different video game. Like the format how I show clips from my stream with my face showing. Yeah, because it took the form of a live stream. Honestly, I'm glad that people like that as a choice, because I don't... It feels kind of lazy to me that I did it that way. But if it adds character to the video, then hey. Whereas for me, it's just like, it's just efficient, right? I just repurpose stream footage. Hey, Nick. I'm doing alright. Being able to repurpose, like, stream footage for a video is very, very efficient. Because it means you don't have to, like, deliberately go out of your way to shoot a whole bunch of extra footage for a video. Like, actually, here's a hit trick of the Shadow Hearts video. I made a video about Shadow Hearts recently. That motherfucker dead. Trick of the Shadow Hearts video is that I streamed my entire playthrough of that game, so all of it is just stream footage. All of it is stream footage with the webcam cropped. So I didn't have to record anything extra. I already played the game. It's still all my footage. It's just footage I already broadcast. I didn't re-record anything. Didn't have to. But unfortunately, when I was making, like, the Loop 8 video, I didn't stream Loop 8. So I recorded all of that off-stream. This is the wrong room. Where am I? Does anyone know? That's the way to do it. It doesn't always work, though. Like, I can't always double up. Do you record your footage with the audio track separated? No. Not at all. I'm very clever about... Generally speaking, the tell that you can use in my videos for whether or not something is stream footage or not is whether or not I have replaced the audio with a song. But you might be thinking, oh, but at the start of the Shadow Hearts video, it's just pure game audio into a battle song. Here's the thing, I just wasn't speaking. I just wasn't talking. And then when the stream audio gets to a point where I did start talking, I just simply replaced the that audio with a rip of the song at the correct timing, so that it doesn't feel like that the audio has changed. I could have obviously just booted the game up and, like, you know, gotten a shot of, like, a battle transition. It wouldn't have been that hard. But I didn't need to. I already had the footage I needed. Like, if I couldn't find a good, if I couldn't have found a good shot of, like, me starting a battle without me talking over it, I probably would have just gone and recorded one myself. I'm not that lazy.
Get out of the way!
This run sucks! I forgot where I was going in the hospital there, and it wasn't a good hospital to start with. Ah! Love hearing this sort of behind-the-scenes stuff. It's more behind the scenes. I'm trying to be creative about it. Do I keep track of how long each video takes to make? No, I generally have a vague sense of it, though. You should discover my channel, love my JRPG stream, takes you years back in your teens. See, the YouTubers love the JRPGs. The Twitch viewers do not.
Hey, wait, stop.
One day I'll figure I will unify the base and be able to stream JRPGs for like 20 hours. It would make me very happy. I'm working on it. It's a plan. I do still like my Silent Hill speedruns though. Yeah, but when I was making, like, the Loop 8 video, I didn't stream any of it beyond the initial, like, first stream I did, and I used a couple of clips from that in the video, but I just straight up left my webcam in when I did, because my reaction was, like, part of the point of why I used it. So, Loop 8, I just had to record the entire thing off stream, and that's less efficient, because when I'm not streaming, you know, I'm not streaming.
What is this? What's going on here?
Where do you think you're going? Kill me properly, you shitbit.
Grew up with this games, you always love this content. It's good to see the new generations play this games. The new generation? I'm in my late 20s!
Where are you going? Hey, wait, stop.
I would not describe myself as the new generation. I very much grew up with, like, the Genesis and then later the PlayStation 1. I'm about that age. Although, actually, I wouldn't say I grew up with Silent Hill in specific, though. I didn't play Silent Hill 1 until I was, like, 16. The average gamer is apparently 35. I believe that. But, like, I definitely grew up with the PS1. That is in no small part the reason why I'm extremely PS1 brained. Without a question. Love me some early 3D.
What's that? Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
Huh, radio. I guess I did a little more to preserve the PS1 library. God, I know, right? Like, they had a working emulator that was good through all of, like, the PS3, PSP, and Vita generation. Like, it wasn't perfect, but it was a decent option for playing a lot of these games. I played Parasite Eve 1 for the first time by getting it off the PSN, because it didn't release in Europe originally. Now you have this really bad, paltry selection on the PlayStation 4 and 5, locked behind a subscription plan. Awful. Like, that's no good. PS Plus to play or buy those. You need it for some of them. If you want to play Resident Evil 1, you need PS Plus. They don't. You do. You definitely do. Try it. Like, go ahead. If you figure out a way to do it, let me know. You got it for free because you bought it on PS3. That's the other method. That's the only other way that works. That's like the hidden third option. That's true. I've heard about that. That's very funny. Where is he? It's over there. I don't know, I guess licensing all the games for re-release is like a constant pain in the ass, and it probably... I kind of do believe what's-his-face when he says that a lot of people don't use it. Like, I don't know how to make the economics of, like, it is, like, I agree that's a problem. Like, commercial game preservation is, like, weirdly difficult because it's not incredibly popular. And the amount of effort it takes to do it properly versus how commercially viable it's likely to be is challenging. It's almost like I made a whole video about that subject and got yelled at by people for it. I know the Metal Gear Master Collection isn't, like, the ideal format, but I don't know, it's, like, better than nothing. Like, it's definitely got problems. But the fact is that a lot of what people wanted out of it is not realistic. Like, we can't all be the Tomb Raider remasters. I wish we could. Tomb Raider remasters are fantastic. That is a high standard. All should strive to be as good as the Tomb Raider remasters, but I also accept that that's not, like... That's not realistic for a lot of them. Like, that only works with Tomb Raider because the Tomb Raider's actually really possible. Like, Tomb Raider's really popular. Unexpectedly. Well, I say unexpectedly. They didn't expect it. I expected it completely. Seeing those, like, headlines come out as being like, publisher surprised that the remaster collection of Tomb Raider sells 10 bazillion. I forget how much it sold, but it was a number bigger than what they were expecting. I was like, I'm not surprised at all. These were, like, extremely popular games back in their day. They're highly popular and well-regarded classic entries. Hello? What do you mean you're surprised? People like Tomb Raiders 1, 2, and 3. This is not complicated. But also, that, you know, they did right with the remasters, and that probably helps a lot. Quality product goes a long way. I'd never played them before, and I played one about, I don't know, like a third of two. I'll try and get back to that playthrough at some point, I swear. And I had a good time. Good remaster. Breathes new life into cool video game. Which Tomb Raider where you just put the old man in the freezer? That's 2. That's the classic 2. I think you can also do it in 3. Shadows to hold up for the PS1 efforts. Oh yeah, they're translating a PS2 game next. They're doing Rowdy Princess. Making content around obscure games only helps. This is true. It really is funny, because, yeah, you're right. They really did only re-release Plumbers Don't Wear Ties precisely because it became like a meme. Due to the angry video game nerd. It's from the MGS remake releases. It was just, well, it was a re-release rather than a remake. That's the first problem. Yeru, thank you for the 90 months. Performance was shockingly poor for a port from early gen games with quite a price tag on it. Performance wasn't poor. It just MGS1 has never ran that well. That's the thing, is that the performance of Metal Gear Solid 1 is actually not that bad. It's a PS1 game. They have always ran like shit. Like this game also, like, this also runs like fucking hot ass. So the PS1 games, the full 3D ones especially, a lot of them don't run great. And MGS1 was no exception. That game did not run above 20 a lot of the time. That's just PS1 games, homie. The 50 versus 60 hertz can't happen. Yeah, if you're European, the game would by default boot into the PAL version of Metal Gear Solid 1, which does just run worse by default. And that was also confusing a lot of people because most people don't expect remasters and re-releases of old retro games to do that. A lot of people will assume it will boot like the North American 60 hertz version. I'm glad the PAL version is included. It's like very thorough. But even I probably would have just made the American version the default. They do have European dubs on the PAL version. That's probably why they did it that way. Now, these splits, this is the most Silent Hill 1 splits that has ever Silent Hill. Look at that shit. And then Mason just misses the door. 0, 0, and 0! And Arena, thank you for the sub. Thank you very much. The insane pace. This is the most Silent Hill 1 splits ever. -0, +0, -0 but gold.
Canton zeros for everyone.
Woo! Valari, thank you for the performance of Prime Gaming. Made your way here after finding Punchy's Galarian speedruns. Damn, people are asking me about Galarians today. My face when someone asks me about Galarians. I have an emote for just this exact kind of occasion. The 0 gold on left split. Can we ask about Galarians? No. You may not. Can get out of the first room in Galarian. That is not an uncommon problem. You have to press a so Galarians has 2 use keys. For some reason. It has use and use, but in like a slightly psychic way. You have to use the second one to get out of the first room. I watched that Galerians movie? I have not, no. I haven't really seen any Galerians extra material. I've played the first game. I got some way into the second before giving up because the second game is ass. It's Ash, actually, but it's Ash. And that's it. That's like the extent of my experience with Galerians. I feel like the fact that I am the current speedrun world record holder of Galerians, plus the fact I'm like one of the 3 people who like have played Galerians, gives people the impression I'm more into it than I actually am. Galerians is one of those games that like really manages to draw like a very high degree of fondness from a lot of people, because I will say this about Galerians in like a positive way. Its worldview is very enticing. The setting is like very tantalizing. It's you get enough glimpses into like a greater picture that it sparks the imagination. It sticks with people in that way. Like, it's a very detailed setting that's like fun to look at. It makes you think there's more potential in that series. But actually playing Galerians is... I don't hate it. Like, I think it's worth a playthrough. Galerians has enough interesting ideas for like survival horror experts that I think it's worth a look. I would say Galerians is fun to play through once. Maybe like 1.5, because the gimmick of replay mode is quite funny. Like, it's got interesting ideas. The psychic power system is neat. Setting people on fire with your mind is neat. The setting is neat. There's some cool stuff in there. But the speedrun kind of annoys me. I don't do the speedrun like tremendously regularly because the run's kind of irritating. The combat balance being what it is, either you like jank bosses to death in seconds, or it becomes this tremendous shit show. There's also the insane knocking puzzle, which is never fun to do in the middle of a run. My world record is world record by dint of me getting first try knocking and then just not really messing anything else up. So it's not a perfect run, but I'm not doing that again. I have to compete against first try door knock. Fuck that. Stupid ass knocking puzzle. I recommend giving it at least, like, a playthrough, at least. The question is, can you beat Galerians without walking? Ooh, can you beat Galerians without walking? Tantalizing. How would you move? Does aiming your psychic power? But that depletes the fucking meter. Ah! That sounds like a right ball ache. Assuming it even works at all. You know, here's a variant of the no moving, no walking challenge that you could do with Silent Hill 1. It's a popular one, well, relatively. Like, popular as a gimmick run in the Silent Hill community, at least. It's whoosh %, which noun %, never very insightful. Still 0. Gaming. Pick up the katana, and every time you swing the katana, Harry just lunges forward with the katana. So, like, there's a whole category of run where you just only move with the katana. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. You swoosh and slice and swipe your way through the game. It's funny. I will say though that run is at its peak difficulty at the very, very start. The hardest boss is Splithead. And everything else after that is like actually pretty easy. Because the katana is like strong, so regular enemies don't pose much of a threat. No! Don't do it! Bird, no birding! Hey, Ed. Thanks for the good luck. Yeah, I feel like if you presented a whoosh percent in YouTube form, it just becomes a challenge video. Although I don't know how to, like, give it a title in a way that explains it succinctly. For a YouTube. I'm not planning on making this, by the way. I'm just like sort of throwing stuff out there. This isn't up my priority list. But I'm just like, how would you even title that in a way that succinctly explains what the concept is to like a YouTuber? It's like, can you beat Silent Hill 1 with only the katana? Yeah, probably. So that doesn't. But like the idea is that you're using it to move. You know? How do you get that across quickly? It's like, would you title it the same way as, like, you know, can you beat Silent Hill 1 without walking? That... I don't know. That feels even less accurate than before. It's like, only katana dashing? That's gonna make people go like, what the hell's a katana dash? Like, that's not a thing. They think I'm making up words. You can only use this item to move in Silent Hill 1. That's a pretty... Okay, you know what? You're onto something with that. That's the idea. That's the plan. I like that. You've got better YouTube sense than I do. I hope that was right. The pseudo clickbait route. It feels like it sort of explains the idea better. These splits are shit. I hate this. 0, 0. Look at this bullshit. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is the most zeroed run in the world. Royal Flush. They need to be en suit. You can beat Silent Hill 1 without moving. Well, the thing is that it is moving. It's like moving with the katana, you know? I mean, technically, you know, like, moving with the gun is also moving, but, like, it's so much slower that it feels less like moving. Sensing a video here. It's definitely not in my it's definitely not the one I'm making next. It's also like a challenge run that like has already existed. Like people have done whoosh percent before. I wouldn't be the first. I wouldn't even be the third. It's like a relatively popular like sub gimmick among Silent Hill 1 speedrunners. But I have YouTube brain poisoning, so I can turn that into content. Hey Liv, yep, I'm still streaming, although I do not have that much long left. This is gonna have to be the last one for the day. There's a lot of like good speedrunner challenge runs that I think would make for like good YouTube challenge run type videos, but no one who does them like has YouTube brain poisoning, which is a benefit. You should never have YouTube brain poisoning, but it also means those ideas are like ripe, you know. My challenge run now. It's all about knowing how to steal the right ideas around here. I feel like is the most technical trick to pull off in this run. In the all bosses run, it's mostly just moving well, but I guess... I think the one that requires the most intricate knowledge of what the hell is going on is, like, nurse push, because you really have to make a very nuanced judgment call. Based on where she is, and, like, how far forward she got, and how much, like, she's, like, planning on attack. You have to pay attention. Keep your eyes peeled. And sometimes, no matter how good you are, you just don't get it, because fuck you. Silent Hill 1 hates you. What the fuck? He was close enough to the door to open it, but not close enough to, like, do normal person things with a door. Like, open it. Also, the other problem this hits... The Katana's a New Game Plus weapon, right? You gotta be on normal for that. I don't know how to beat split head with it. I'd have to, like, practice that. I don't know how to beat split head with the Katana. Seems really hard. Is there invested time into a possible arsonist skip? Arsonist skip? There's no arsonist in this game. That's be a perfect zero split run. I hope not. I want to save time. I want to win at the speedrunning. In Silent Hill 2. We have RNG manip for Silent Hill 2 now, so what the arsonist is doesn't, like, matter. We can know perfectly. No, she's way too far forward. Oh, no, no. Oh, just about. See, that's what I mean when I say nuanced judgment call. I pushed for a lot longer there because she was much further forward. I did not like that position. I definitely lost time on the push compared to a perfect push because I took more time to do it, but still probably less than if I just not gotten it entirely. Oh, most runs would die to blind arsonist for a bit. I remember that too. It sucked. I don't want to go back to those days. I definitely think, like, the angriest I've ever been, like, at speedrunning, like, the peak of where, like, it was really getting to me is when I went, like, a week of Silent Hill 2 runs and I did not hit blind arsonist once. So I kept having, like, world record paces for dog ending, like, over and over again, and I just could not fucking cash those checks. I was just not allowed to because the game kept giving me, like, 1 in 6, and I couldn't hit it a single fucking time in a week. It was bullshit. It drove me crazy. I was so pissed off. I ended up doing, like, the successful run offline because I was, like, too mad to stream. Like, it was just putting me in a really foul fucking mood. Last time I did DC2 runs, I got really mad. Yeah, but I stopped playing it. Like, I quit playing, like, Dino Crisis 2 entirely, because it turns out it's a shitty speedrun. It's a shame, because it's like a fun game. It's a shit run, though. Hey.
Ha! Ruined! -1!
Was I dreaming?
Reset the run! What do you mean? I saved time, that's good! I was really, really tempted to just delay splitting. I really was. I was really tempted to just lie and, like, delay the split. No one would have noticed. I could have kept the bit going. What's the biggest trick discovery that you could imagine that's still unfound in Silent Hill 1? This is a good question, actually. There is a theory of this. The sewer skip. So, this at around the 2/3 part of the game, when we get past Float Stinger, we go into the sewers, right? The sewers are right there. They're next to the school. If you could find a way to clip in there, you could just go. You could just go to, like, the back third of the game. You'd cut, like, half the run out. That a discovery of, like, how to do sewer skip would immediately cut the run in, like, half. It would go from being a 50-minute run to being, like, a 25-minute run. Like, on the spot. Do I think it's possible? Don't know. Just, we haven't figured out a way to clip through. You'd have an issue of ammo, but that can be solved. Because you wouldn't be able to get the red liquid either. You'd have to fight Sybil. It would change the route in the sense that it would be, an entirely different, like, ending type now, because you couldn't get the red liquid, because you wouldn't go to the hospital. You know, if you could just skip straight into the sewers, why do the hospital? So you'd have to fight Sybil with nothing but a handgun, which... how viable is that? I'm bad. It would change the route significantly. But it'd be interesting. Any potential leads for that? Not really. Oh. Why, Mason? You fuck up! Why did Mason fuck that up? Bad game. That's very bad game behavior. Why did he just miss the last shot? What a fucking twat. Thanks, game. Cool RNG. Like, it was right. That would have worked, but Mason fucked up. He missed the last shot. Why did he do that? Why did he just not aim? You saw him, like, shoot it over the fucking enemy's head. What the fuck is your problem, dude? That's it. That's all he had to do, was, like, just not shoot over its fucking head for the last hit. What the fuck? I feel like that was still in range to get, like, the cycle. Okay, that time I just didn't hold it long enough. Is he stupid? He might be stupid. I don't know why he did that, though. Thanks, game, for the cool RNG. Getting hit by the projectile is dumb. Fires in a fucking random direction. There you go. Like that. That's what should have happened. But Mason fucking just shot over the guy's head. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Why did you just miss? Why did you just fucking miss? How did you find a way to miss with a shotgun? Can you do this on reaction? I guess. It's a little tighter than I'd like, though. Cool. That's with unfortunately you killed the boss. Great, why am I restarting? The run's dead. The one cycle failed because Harry missed the sixth shot like an asshole, so the run's over. I'm just restarting it to practice. Honestly, doing it from a continue isn't even, like, incredibly helpful because the camera angle's different. Ooh, shiny gun! Sorry, what is this called? Don't know how to read that. On sewer skip, you can do romper skip before hospital. If you enter Old Silent Hill outside the bridge, you'll be out of bounds. The problem is it resets your collision, so even though you can run to where the sewer entrance is, you still can't enter. I didn't even know we'd gotten that far with it. Romper skip before hospital. If you enter Old Silent Hill outside the bridge. Oh. Huh. Yeah, there are rompers in that area, huh? I never thought of that. I never thought of that. Harry Mason has such a sassy idle animation. He eventually just starts to, like, lean to one side. So sassy. The game saves Harold's Z position when he goes from CSH to OSH. Is that current Silent Hill? Anyway, you'll be outside the bridge when you get to Old Silent Hill, can run behind houses, etc. Damn, I honestly never thought of trying to do it there. But you can't get in the sewer entrance. I'm honestly surprised we've even gotten that far. Oh, Central Silent Hill. Right. I'm not a lore expert. I'm a fake fan. I only know speed. I don't know words. All right. Well, this has been super fucking shit speedrun anyway. Whatever, man. For some of these researchers, the games were a means to an end, mere testbeds for new approaches in computer science that they hope would cross the porous border and be used later in more serious endeavours. For others, the games were the real thing, and they hoped that their computer systems would reveal new truths, new strategies and tactics, new ways of thinking. Out of both of these camps of scientists came new creations, literally superhuman artificial intelligences, albeit limited in scope to the narrow band of their particular game. At the same time, these superhuman intelligences were also tools to play the game better. Inventing tools to augment skill is one of Homo sapiens' foundational behaviors. Therefore, human versus machine contests are also human versus human contests, too. Illuminating stuff. Why are you guys still here? The stream is over! I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. Leave me to my book! You could do a thesis. I'm reading a book called 7 Games of Human History. It's a book about the history of 7 common games. Like, there's checkers, backgammon, chess, Go, poker, Scrabble, and bridge. And, like, their cultural history and how people play them and, like, mathematics. It's, I don't know, I like I'm not very far into it, but it's got a striking intro, so I think I'll enjoy this one. But anyway, thanks for watching today, folks. If you enjoyed the stream, drop me a follow on twitch.tv, or subscribe to the YouTube if you watch there and aren't subscribed already, I suppose. Because today's stream was beans, no good runs. But that's okay. We can try again later. You won't PB every day in Silent Hill 1, that's for sure. Can't expect that. It's not reasonable. Sometimes you have those days where the runs are piss. Nothing but piss. Social media stuff, join the community Discord and follow me on the Twitters for stream announcements and lively chit-chat, etc, etc. I just smacked the top of my computer with my hand, and I think I hurt my hand more than the computer. Great, I'm going to send you guys over to Duos. They're playing Silent Hill Book of Memes. A bad game that sucks. I don't know, support them in these trying times as they play a bad game that sucks. Somehow, is there any other run of Book of Memories on the leaderboard still? Like, I think Igdices eventually did complete a run, but for the longest time, that leaderboard was, like, occupied. Yeah, it's me and Igdices. Like, we are the only 2 people who have completed full game runs of that. Computer smack is risky stream ending. So I didn't mean to do that. I mean, treat your computers properly, folks. Don't smack your computers. It was an accident. It's an accident. I don't smack my computer. I don't. Alright. Thanks for watching, folks. I will see you guys next time. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.